Hello friends, today we are going to continue chapter number 16, Economic Liberalization and Globalization, lecture number 6. Friends, up to now, in this chapter we have discussed about very important things like the economic reforms of 1991, why these economic reforms of 1991 was required, what was the reasons behind it, and what economic reforms were made in the year 1991. Friends, as we all know that in the past, India had experienced some of the very bad results of the foreign trade. As we all know that Britishers ruled on us for so many years. It was roundabout, we can say, if we consider the East India Company and the rule of the British Queen, it's round about 190 years. Friends, these Britishers came here just with the intention of trading. But as the proper policy in India was not followed for trading, Britishers took the advantage of this and they established their colonies and started rule on India. So basically the traders, East India Company, who were originally the traders, they started rule on us on the name of trading. So now when our country got independence in the year 1947, after that our country, our government, they did not want to experience such kind of incident again, that any foreign country comes here to trade and they establish their rule over here. So they had kept certain strict rules and regulations for the foreign country to establish that trading in India. But when we got independence, the condition of Indian economy was very weak. We were not so economically strong, and that is why to make a speedy economic progress, a speedy economic growth in our country, our government in the year 1951 established 5-year plans, and they made plannings. By establishing these 5-year plans, they made planning in several sectors to increase the growth in economy. But due to certain reasons, they were not able to achieve the target that they had planned for. And friends, it was this reason that our country decided to investigate on the matters about to look after the failures of these 5-year plans. By the investigation of these researches, looking at the place where we had failed to increase the economy, government decided to bring some reforms in the economy of our country in the year 1991. And in the year 1991, government introduced 3 reforms, that is liberalization, privatization and globalization in industrial policy. This was a great change in the Indian economy, friends, because these gave boost to our Indian economy. Previously, before that, we were even dependent for grains and crops to the foreign countries. But now it's the time where we previously used to export these grains and crops from the foreign country. Now we are in the situation that we are exporting that things to other country. This shows the progress of our country, friends. We discussed about liberalization, privatization and globalization in detail. That what is liberalization? We understood liberalization, the reduction in certain restrictions and controls that was imposed on private sector by the government, that is known as liberalization. Government started becoming liberal. Government reduced the restrictions and controls. They started to make liberal policies for the private sectors to enter into the market and establish new industries so that new productions can be made. Friends, through this liberalization policy, our economy, the speed of our economic growth increased. Lots of new industries were established. This boosted our Indian economy. We also discussed about the privatization, in which now the government started giving the ownership or the share of the management to the private sectors, to the government owned industrial units. Now the private sector were able to enter into the sectors except the 18 sectors, except railway, atomic and defense. Now the private sector were able to enter in the other sectors. Friends, it is this privatization that increased the work efficiency of the public sector. Due to this, the production increased. Obviously, the profit, evil of monopoly was increased, profiteering was increased. But though the production units also increased, employment increased. Then we discussed about the globalization, friends, in which we clearly discussed how and what is globalization, how this globalization happened. Friends, globalization, the connecting of one country's economy with the other country's economy to do trading with other nations or other country, that is called globalization. Indian products is available in the other country's market and other country's product is available in Indian market. That is due to this globalization. Friends, due to globalization, now India can withstand with the other countries at international level for the competition. So friends, we discussed about all these three reforms. In the previous lecture, we discussed about WTO, World Trade Organization. World Trade Organization is a branch of UN that takes care about the international, it is an international organization that works for international global trading between nations. WTO was established on 1st January 1995 and its headquarters is located at Geneva in Switzerland. We discussed that its main objective is to solve the disputes among the nations for trade, to increase the global trade, that are certain aims, to reduce the protection policy and economic policy among the nations. So these were the certain objectives. We discussed how it functions. And friends, today the topic that we are going to cover, that is sustainable development. Let us understand what is sustainable development. Friends, let us understand what is sustainable development. When we are talking about sustainable development, we need to understand first that what is this sustainable development. Friends, here it is said, the definition of sustainable development says that, if we talk about the definition of sustainable development, it says that sustainable development a development, which means here sustainable development is a development which meets the needs of the present generation, that meets the needs of the present generation without compromising with the ability of future generation, without compromising with the ability of future generation to meet their own needs, So friends, here if we understand the definition of sustainable development, here it is clearly said, the definition of sustainable development says that sustainable development is a kind of development which meets the need of the present generation without compromising with the ability of future generation to meet their own needs. That means it is a development which the present generation is making without compromising with the need of the future generation. That means we have to make the development looking the needs of the future generation as well. Friends, here in sustainable development, it tries to let us know that due to this sustainable development, we need to preserve our natural resources for our future generation as well. Obviously, the present generation will need the resources for their development, for their sustaining their life. They will need the resources, but we have to use the resources in a manner in which we will also preserve them for the future generation as well. And that is why here it is said, this is a development which meets the need of the present generation without compromising with the ability of future generation to meet their own needs. So we are not compromising with the future generation to meet their own needs. So friends, you might have understood about the meaning. Sustainable development here it is said sustainable development aims at doing sustainable development aims at doing development in a way that friends, here sustainable development is aiming to do development in a way that the current generation does not exploit, is that the current generation does not exploit the natural resources. They do not exploit the natural resources in such a way that the resources become extinct for future generation. Friends, here when we talk about sustainable development, it is said sustainable development aims at doing development. Sustainable development is always aiming to do development in such a way that the present generation, they do not exploit the natural resources. They do not exploit the natural resources in such a way that the resources become extinct for the next generation, for the future generation. So here the aim of the sustainable development is doing the development in such a way that we are not exploiting the resources in such a way that it will not be available for the future generation. That means we have to use the resources in such a way that it does not become extinct, and even the future generation can use these natural resources after we have done this development in our country. Whichever our future generation comes, that also can use these natural resources. So here the main aim of the sustainable development is to do development in such a way that we are also making development by using these resources, but we are not exploiting and wasting these resources. We are doing the development and using the resources in such a way that we preserve them for the future generation as well. Friends, here it is said the concept of sustainable development emerged. This concept of sustainable development that emerged because of extreme effects of human activities on nature. Friends, here it is said that why this concept of sustainable development emerged, why this sustainable development was necessary, because of extreme effects of human activities on nature. Right now, whatever activities we are doing, whatever human activities are done on the nature, looking at the effects of all these activity, now the sustainable development becomes necessary. So that otherwise, if the sustainable development is not done, then we will see the negative effects of our human activities on nature. Human activities are increasing day by day. It is exploiting the nature. Due to which this sustainable development becomes necessary. The way and the speed in which the present generation, the way and the speed in which the present generation is developing, the way and the speed in which the present generation is developing cannot be maintained in future. These cannot be maintained in future because the natural resources will exhaust. Friends, here it is said the way and the speed in which the present generation is developing nowadays, looking at that speed and in the way they are exploiting the resources, they are wasting the resources, it can be identified that in future these natural resources will exhaust. Natural resources will not be available. There is a strong fear that that the luxurious, there is a fear, here it is there is a strong fear that luxurious life which the present generation is enjoying. There is a fear that the luxurious life which the present generation is enjoying may not be there for future generation. Friends, here we say there is a strong fear right now that if we will not do sustainable development, then the luxurious life that we are living right now will not be there, for that will not be enjoyed by the future generation. The future generation will not be able to live this luxurious life. So here it is said that clearly that we need to plan about before exploiting these natural resources. Friends, here it is said that natural resources are reduced at an alarming level. Right now, if we talk, these natural resources are reduced at an alarming level. The way and the speed in which these economic development is taking place, natural resources are reduced at an alarming level right now. The way and the speed in which this economic development is taking place, both the quality and quantity of nature resources are here. Both the quality and quantity of natural resources are reduced. Here it is said that natural resources are reduced at an alarming level right now, and the way and the speed in which this economic development is taking place in our country, due to that reason the quality and the quantity of natural resources are reduced, are deteriorating, we can say. So this is very much important that we preserve the natural resources for the future generation as well. Under such a situation, it is extremely important. Under such a situation, it is extremely important to change the method of development. It is extremely important to change the method of development and also adopt practices that can save the natural resources. Friends, under such a situation, it becomes extremely important to change the method of development. We need to change this method of development that is exploiting the natural resources, it is reducing the quality and quantity of resources. So it becomes important for us to make changes in the method of development and adopt such kind of practices through which we can save these natural resources. So the main aim of the sustainable development is to save the natural resources from becoming extinct, and it can be saved for future generation as well. We have to make development, that is necessary, but we have to make the development in such a sense that we preserve these natural resources, we do not waste the natural resources, and we can stop them from becoming exhausting, from stopping them from exhausting, and we can preserve for future generation as well. They can also live the luxurious life as we are living through these natural resources. So friends, you might have understood about the sustainable development. Thank you.